welcome to another Golden Choices with Mrs. O'Duke. So you were super brilliant doing your green mice, weren't you? I've seen loads of brilliant pictures of them. Well done. I'm really proud of you for being such green mice and doing it. So now I thought you could do another little challenge. What we're going to be making this week is we're going to be doing little wash mitts. So we're going to be using your old summer dress again and your old sweatshirt, and then maybe if you've got an old towel around we can use that too. So we're going to learn how to sew on buttons, and also we're going to be learning a back stitch as well, which I don't know if we've done before. So have a look and let me know how you get on, and I can't wait to see your lovely pictures because it really makes me feel so happy. Right then, I used an old towel, a little bit of Stanford sweatshirt fabric and a bit of fabric from the summer dress, and then I used 2 buttons, and I got these from a polo neck. So any buttons, you can snip them off a shirt, an old shirt, and then some needle and thread and pins. Here's the PDF pattern that you can just simply print out, and then you'll have the template for your nose and ears, and also a handy guide that can help you to lay out where your nose and your eyes go on your wash mitt. So when we're cutting out the rectangle from the towel, we need to cut out a rectangle that is 18 centimetres by 28 centimetres. So I want you to cut the long edge, which is a 28 centimetres edge, put that along this because you've already got your finished edge along there, so you can use this from your towel. So it will turn out something like this. So you've got your big long edge along here, which is 28 centimetres, and your shorter edge up here, which is 18 centimetres, and there you go. You'll also need to cut out your nose and your earpiece by pinning it on and then just cutting round it. You might need to get your grown-up to cut round it if it's a little bit tricky for you, or use a pen if you haven't got any pins, just like we did on the green mice. There we go, done. So you should end up with a nose piece, 2 ear pieces, and then this rectangle of your towel, just like that. So now we're going to use our PDF pattern piece, and what we're going to do is we're going to lay out our nose onto your big rectangle of towel. So if you imagine this is folded in half, just like this here, and then this is going to be your front of your wash mitt. So we need to make sure our nose, if we look at this for guidance, we're going to put it in the middle here, okay? And then if you've got a pin, you can pin this in place, or if you've not got a pin, you might have a safety pin hanging around at home, and you can also use a safety pin to pin that bit in place. And then we're going to sew on the nose. So when you come to sewing on your nose, I want you to open up your rectangle so you've got the big long rectangle again. And then I want you to get your needle, you've got a knot in the end, and I need you to push this needle through the back here until it comes through on the front. And then pull, 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 pull. And that's our first stitch. Now what we're going to do is we're going to over sew it. So if you push it down at the end, at the outside like this, and then push it back up here, it will come all the way through. So it's gone through the top here, and it will come out underneath, can you see? And then you use your needle, you can pull it out like this. Remember to keep hold at the bottom here so we don't let the thread come out the needle, and then you push it back up through the other side here. So we're going to do that all the way around. So you're pushing it in on the outer edge. Can you see where I'm going in? Just on the outer edge here. So I'm not going through the nose, I'm going onto the white bit. Push it through and it comes out this side. Remember to hold the end, pull, 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 and then we're pushing it back in. And when we're pushing it in, it comes out onto the green bit here. Can you see that? There we go. And then we're going to keep going until we get all the way around to the other side here, and then I'll show you how to tie off. Hello, lovely sewers. Now, it really doesn't matter how neat you go around the nose, because I think sometimes the stitches have character, and if you don't do it super neat and he's got one stitch here, one stitch there, it just adds to his lovely character of his nose. And we all want our little wash mitt to have a nice bit of character, don't we? So please don't worry. Anything you do to get that nose stitched on is perfect. So now we've got to the end of stitching up our nose, and we're going to push our needle. See, I've gone all the way around, and we're going to push our needle to the back of our sewing. So push it in, and it's round to the back here. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're going to just push it underneath that little stitch there. Can you see? And we're going to make one of our loops again. Right, here we go. Can you see there's a little loop there? So what we're going to do is push our needle through that loop and pull, and then we're going to go again, just through, and we're going to pull it through that loop. Can you see? Pull, 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 and that's it, you're done. And then you can just snip that bit off. Done. So now we're going to sew his little eyes on. So can you see I've got my guide here to show me where I need to put my eyes, and I've got my 2 buttons. So we're going to start with one first. If you haven't got buttons, just cut out a little bit of scrap from your sweatshirt into a little circle and sew those on instead. It really doesn't matter. Right then, so let's take one of our buttons. Now this is a really good skill to have, to be able to sew on a button. So we're going to check with our template here, and we're going to put our button there. We're going to hold our button on here, and we're going to take our needle with our knot in the end with our thread, and we're going to push it through. Now it might take a couple of times to get through a hole, but once you've got it through, just pull it through that hole. Pull, pull, pull. Remember to hold on to the eye of the needle so we don't lose our thread. Pull, and can you see it's got 4 holes here? What we want to do is we want to go in this hole here, the one that's just opposite here. That's it. So we push it in, push, 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 and then we pull it back again. Now we need to make sure we keep pulling until all of that loop's gone, so it's nice and firmly on. Can you see? We've done 1 stitch there where it's on. Then we need to come up again. So we can push it up through the back, oops, and get it through. Can you see there? It's gone into the next hole. And then we pull it, pull it, pull it. Pull, 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 pull. There we go. And then we push it again, just down here. Can you see? Push, 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 push. So it's going into the other hole. And keep pulling. Oops. There we go. Just like that. And can you see there? We've got 2 stitches crisscrossing over and holding on our button. Now we need to do that another couple of times so we can make it really nice and strong. So do it 3 more times going across there and 3 more times going across here. You might want to put some little dots in pen at the back to show you where to put it through. So if you're finding that a little bit tricky, can you see here I've put 4 dots? So that means then I'll know where to push my needle through for it to come out the other side, if that might be able to help you a little bit. So keep going, just 2 or 3 times, and then you'll make it sure it's nice and firmly on. Well done you! You've sewn on a button! We're going to do exactly the same on the other side, so he's got 2 eyes. Well done. So remember to tie it off. When we're doing our knot at the back, we just hook it. I don't know if you can see very well. There we go. We hook it under those stitches at the back. Get our loop again, do you remember? And we're just going to push it through that loop, and then we pull, 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 and then do the same one more time. Just hook it under those stitches. Can you see? That's it. And then find your loop, put your needle through the loop, sorry, and then cut it off. There we go. Done. So now guys, you've been super sewers and you've sewn your nose on, you've sewn your 2 eyes, and now we're going to do his little mouth. So what I've done is I've just looked at my guide up here, oops, to see what it looks like, and then I've drawn my own little mouth here on my my wash mitt. So now I'm going to use my thread, and I'm going to be able to go over that guideline, so it really lets me know where I need to sew. So we're going to use a stitch called back stitch, which means it's a little bit like a running stitch we did before, but it's going to fill it all in, so we're going to have a continuous stitch that goes along. Let me show you what I mean. So it looks like this. Can you see there's no gaps in the stitches? So we start at the end, we push our needle in through the back of the fabric, and we're going to start at the end of his little smile here. So you might need to get your grown-up to draw your mouth on the back as well. So if you hold it up to a window, you'll be able to draw it on the back, so you can follow it on the back and the front. So we're going to start off here, and we're going to do a little stitch. Can you see? So not a big one, but it really doesn't matter if you do a big one. And then you're going to push it up again here, just a little bit further along, like this. And then instead of going forward, you're going to go back. That's why it's called back stitch. So you push your needle in through this bit here, right at the end of that first stitch you made. Can you see? Can you see there? And then you pull, 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 like that. And then you're going to come up just a little bit further along here. Can you see that needle coming out there? That's it. And then you pull, 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 pull. And where are we going to go? We're going to go back, because it's back stitch. So then just pop it in here at the end of that stitch there. Can you see? And we're going to push it through. That's it. And then again, when we go up here, we're going to push it up. And then we come back again. Remember, you're going back. So it's at the end of that stitch here. And then you push it in. Can you see how we've started to get the little curve? That's it. And then you go up again. Just leave that little bit of space. Up again. And then you're going to go back to fill that in. There. So we've got one half of his smile. Can you see? He's half smiling, but he needs his other little bit. So I'm going to finish off this other bit. Okay, so you remember, you're coming along a little bit, and then you're going backwards, because it's called back stitch. That's it. So you've gone along, and then again here. And then what are we going to do? We're going to be going back. Back. So that's another one, and then one last one. And then we finished his smile. Brilliant. Well done, guys. And don't worry if it doesn't curve or his smile is a little bit wonky. Remember, we want our little bear to have lots of character. Well done, guys. Now we're going to put his ears on and sew him up. So now we've got to put him together. So we've got our ear pieces, and what we're going to do is we're going to put them so they're pointing down. Can you see? They're not pointing up, we're going to point them down. So we've got our two ear pieces there, and they're kind of going just above the eyes like that. And then what we're going to do, we're going to fold over and close him up. Can you see? So you can't see him. If I go like that, peekaboo. And then now we're going to pin it together. So if you've got pins, that's great. Make sure you pin through those ears. So you've got all 3 layers done. If you haven't got pins, you might have a little safety pin lying around at home. So you can do that as well. So just pin that here just the same as normal pins. And if you haven't got any pins, you could do, you can hold it together with your fingers, or even use some pegs that will keep it all together, just so those ears don't slip out. You've got to make sure those ears are caught up right at the top there. Okay, and now we're going to start sewing around the edge to make it so it all fits together. So we're going to sew along here and down here. I'm going to draw a line on mine, so it's going to help me know whereabouts I need to sew. You might want to do that too. Just about 1 centimetre in, just draw a line all the way along, just like we did with our mice, on the back and the front. I'll show you now. On my guideline all the way along here, and all of this black line, that's where I'm going to be sewing. So I start off at the top here, so this is my open bit, and I start off at the top here and put my needle through. Here we go, that's it. And then I'm going to be going along, so I'm going to push it in, and we're going to be doing that back stitch again. So I'm going to go up a little bit further and then back to that first stitch. Okay, and keep pulling, and then I'm going to come up again. Now I've got a little black line on the back as well, which really helps me to know where I've got to go up. Nobody's going to see these stitches because they're going to be inside, so it doesn't matter if they're not the neatest of stitches. So there we go. So pull, pull, pull. That's it. It's just about getting it all round. So then when we come up, we're going to be going a little bit further along. Remember, because we're going to go forward, and then we're going to be going back. I might show you this with a bit of a thicker thread, so it might be easier for you to see. So here we go with a thicker thread. So we're going to be going, we've done our first stitch, then we're going to go back into the end of that stitch there, pull, 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 and then when we come back the other side, we're going to be going up a little bit further along. Can you see? That's it, a little bit further along out here, and then we're going to be filling it in and going back. Okay, and we do that all the way along. That's it. So push it in, and then it's going to be coming up a little bit further along, pull, 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 and then back. That's it. So back, and then we go forward just that little bit further along, and then back there like that. If that's too tricky to go all the way around like that, you can just do little running stitches. So just like this. One, don't know if you can see very well. There we go. And then up like that. But just make sure you keep them nice and close together. There. Okay. Right, well done guys. So you go all the way around right down to the bottom here, but stop at that bottom because we need to have a space to put our hand in. But how to tie off? We're going to poke our needle through under one of the loops, and you see we've got our hoop there, and we push our needle through and pull, 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 and then we do it one more time, push the needle under, get our loop again, and push our needle through. Well done. We're now ready to turn it the right way around. So we need to take our pins off, or our safety pins. There we are. And now we're going to turn our mitt the right way around. Are you ready? So we open it up here and we push it through. Here's his little nose. Here's his eyes. Here's his ears. Oops. Put your hand in just to finish turning him around, and there he is. So folks, you've now made your own little wash mitt. Oh, here we go. So I expect you to have really super clean vases, and maybe you can make one as a little gift for somebody too for Easter. I hope you've had fun making it, and please do send me your pictures because I love to see what you've been doing. Well done you, and remember now you've learned how to sew on buttons, so if a button comes off your shirt or your dress or one of your grown-ups things, you'll be able to sew it on for them. Well done you, and you've learnt backstitch. Brilliant. Right, bye bye everybody, and hopefully see you soon. Miss you lots. Bye.